Hi guys, Mew2king
and Salem.
and today we're going to be going over the second best move in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now we will talk about some of the most broken moves in the entire game, some of the most OP moves that exist. Hero, Down B, which is his menu. He has a lot of moves which are extremely ridiculous, only balanced, or mostly only balanced because one reason is from that uses magic, but the number one reason by far is that you factor in human reaction time and the factor of luck. Since you don't know what you're going to get with the hero menu. But let's say that these moves were just like in a vacuum, like every time you press down B, you get zoom as a recovery. Well, that is the best recovery in the game by far, and nothing is even close. If you had like a consistent zoom recovery, that would be extremely unfair on any character. If every projectile was a Kaboom, that'd be ridiculous on every character. If you throw somebody off the stage and you get magic burst whenever you want, that'd be extremely ridiculous. And if you just like, oh, I'm far away from the opponent, maybe I just want to power up, and you get that every time in the menu, that would be ridiculous. But if you're a fast reader and you just understand how to use menus well like Salem, you could just, even though it wouldn't be as good as being consistently what you want every time, you could still read fast and assess the situation, and it's still one of the best moves in the entire game, since you have so many great moves attached to it.
Its only real weakness is it being RNG, and sometimes you run out of mana because some of these moves are crazy. One of the main stupid moves out of it is Kaboom, because if you get hit by this, which you will, you get blown up and take like 30% plus, and you go flying. And a lot of the time, people don't know how to DI this move. Like, a lot of the time, people don't know how to DI this move. And so they just end up dying at low percents, like around 80 if they get hit by Kaboom, they're gonna die, or 100 if they get hit by Kaboom, they're gonna die. But this move itself is just straight up broken because, like, if you're off stage and this gets thrown at you, you get sucked up in this little vacuum of wind, and even if you air dodge, it still traps you and blows you up.
Even if you try to dodge it, sometimes you just get hit by, like, if you even try to spot dodge it, I've done spot dodge before, and sometimes you just get hit at the end of the spot dodge anyway because it lingers.
Yes, that's the crazy part. The move even lingers for an extremely long time. Like, it's a little bit like after the dust, or like when it begins dusting, turning into dust. That's when the hitbox stops. That's when the hitbox stops. So that means it lasts for an extremely long time, which means if you're on the ledge, you're screwed. You're actually screwed. If you're on the ledge and he's at a set distance, which is easy to get to, then you're screwed. You can't roll, can't normal get up, can't ledge jump, you can't drop down, you can't get up attack, you can't do anything. It's a literal actual checkmate. We have other jank things like Thwack, for example, and it looks like it's just a normal basic move. A normal basic move that doesn't do anything. But of course, it can randomly just kill you, and also it wobbles up and down, kind of like a Mewtwo Shadow Ball or Aura Spear. So its hitbox isn't the most consistent, so it can randomly shield poke you. Even if you throw out an attack, you could actually miss it and it hits you. Like, it's just threatening because at any point in time, it could just kill you and that's it. But it's not as stupid as Thwack, though. It's not as stupid as Thwack. That's a different story. It's an explosion of chance of death. And, well, for me, often people just die from that move. But because it's a giant explosion, it's just like, a lot of time you can just throw it out. Like, even if they're like swinging at you, you can just throw it out, and sometimes it just hits their body. But it's not always the best, because even then it uses a bunch of mana, and you can clink with it, which a lot of people forget. But if they're on the ledge, you can just hit them with it, and it also hits below the ledge. So it covers a bunch of options, and it can 2-frame. It can just hit people before they even grab the ledge. It's just scary. We also have broken things like Accelerado. Gives you a bunch of speed. You get to move extremely fast, but for heroes specifically, you get pretty much like stupid combos and stupid frame traps. Because, for example, if they're like around, let's say 50, if you like nair them once and do forward air, then they have to air dodge. If they air dodge, though, you can still forward air again and they die. Or you can down air them and they die. Like, there's nothing they can do about that. There is the one extremely scary thing. The one extremely scary thing. Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus.
I thought you were gonna say Kamikaze. Or Or Kaklang.
Kamikaze.
Or Kaklang.
Kaklang. I'm not talking about those. Those moves are just like, but they show up anyway in Hocus Pocus.
You have one magic and Kamikaze.
Like those things are just like, you never know if it's gonna be good or bad. But Hocus Pocus, sometimes it's just like it's either the best move in the game or the worst move because like it's literally any of the moves, but a % chance of you becoming invisible, you becoming small, you becoming big, you getting a star, you getting all your mana back, you losing all your mana.
I didn't even know that losing all the mana was a thing.
Yes, you can poison yourself.
I get poisoned all the time. I get flour in my head every time I do Hocus Pocus. If you have like a lead, and you get a lead on your opponent, and you're at like 150%, and they're on like their fresh stock, or just like 40% or something, the risk of kamikazing when they're nearby, you can just down B and mash and not even think. Now I know Salem specifically doesn't use this because he's already good at playing hero the normal, consistent way anyway. But something you actually can do if hero's menu is just get a lead, just get a stock lead, and then just mash down B. And there's a very large number of moves which come out on frame 6, like the fire sword or the ice sword, or a bunch of different projectiles that come out on frame 6, including Kaboom and many other strong moves. And in addition to like most outcomes will be good, even if you kamikaze you're at high % anyway. So when you factor in like the risk reward of just mashing it with a lead, it's actually not that bad. Now I know Sam would disagree, but
I disagree.
I know. I already knew there's a 100% chance because we've talked about this before. Sam doesn't see eye to eye with me here, but I still think that if you get a lead, just mashing the menu. If you kamikaze, well, you're at 150 anyway. Who cares? And then that might kill them at like 40% anyway.
Or you might kaklang and now you're dead.
Yeah, I know, but you're at 150 and you were going to die in one hit anyway.
But it's so, you could just play neutral and it's fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that is something you can just do. Because if you ever, like, if you kamikaze them and you die at 150 and they die at 40, you basically won the match.
Or
there's no way you're going to lose a 2-to-1 stock.
Or you could speed read.
It's too hard. Not everyone can do that.
I mean, if you practice it enough, it's not too hard.
You can do that.
The last thing is Magic Burst, because Magic Burst
broken.
It's just it's broken.
No, actually, I think his best move is Zoom.
Zoom is nice.
If you got Zoom every single time you're recovering, that's stupid.
Well, yeah, but
that's the best. That makes the best up piece in the game look like a joke.
Well, when
you're now in the middle of the stage.
Yeah, like you're somewhere. State.
That is the best recovery. That is by far the best recovery. If you had that every time, if that was consistent, that would be incredibly ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just off stage is just like 50% ish.
Yeah,
somewhere around
something
there.
Like that.
But it's just like
that's the only reason it's more balanced.
You won't always get that's the only
balance for luck reasons.
And then it's just like it can appear anyway, even if you're on stage. That's why I'm just like, Zoom is nice, but it appears in your menu when you don't need it. So
yeah, that sucks too. But it's also like a million. You have heal, and you have, besides the Accelerator, you also have 2 other ways of powering up your attack, power, and knockback. So it's like there's a high chance that you could just power up yourself too. He has just a lot of good moves from down B.
Yeah,
and a lot of those moves are some of the best moves in the game of that type. Like he's
just
basically like, you know how I was talking about Wii Fit's deep breathing?
Yeah.
Well, he basically has 2 of his own deep breathings for power ups.
It's hilarious.
Just different styles, like Accelerato, 2 power-ups, heal, like all these different types, just for that. Yeah,
he does just enough damage to just be like, oh, this can break your shield with those things. But like I was saying, Magic Burst, it's crazy, but it's only really stupid sometimes because the % chance of finding it is low. But if you just so happen to have 100 mana,
or high mana,
or just around,
it's actually your strongest move when you have max mana.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, if you have max mana and they're off stage, you can just be like, okay, well, let me just time this Magic Burst because it's recommended to time it. It's recommended to time it because people act funny. It will stall like a god. They'll stall like a god.
Half the cats can't stall it though.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Some people can't stall. So it's just like, okay, well, they're off stage on your Magic Burst and they're screwed. But besides that, first, the characters that can stall, just like, okay, well, just time it, you can hit them anyway, because like eventually they're gonna have to grab that ledge, and once they grab that ledge and Magic Burst starts, it's over for them.
Unless they can get up attack you.
Well, that's if you're too close to the ledge, but you don't have to be at all. You can just be like slightly spaced away, and then it's just like it covers all the options. But besides that, yeah, that move is pretty crazy. It's just you won't always find it. But like I said, it's just what happens if you do, then you can just kill them. Especially if you throw them into the air and you juggle them and they're about to land on top of you, you can just be like, I found Magic Burst. Let me just use this. Because like a lot of the time people like double jump after getting juggled. So you have the option of just being like, oh, I can look for this. And if they're close enough, I can Magic Burst and just get that side. which is a pretty viable strategy, just to forcing them to use their double jump and then use a Magic Burst and killing them. But it's just like you also have all these other broken moves too. So it's pretty much any of these things are the same strategy. Like force a double jump, throw a Kaboom at them at their landing, checkmate. Like you have all these broken options just from down B, and the comeback factor is insane. It's just crazy because you pretty much can beat anyone randomly.
All right, guys, thanks for watching our video. I know this is just one character, but I mean, it was like 20 minutes of this hero talk, so I mean, there was a lot to talk about, so I figured let's just make it our own video. It just makes a lot of sense, you know? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell before you leave. The bell is right next to subscribe. And speaking of that, the join button is also next to subscribe, so if you want to support us directly, which we really appreciate, and then click on join, become a member. It's your choice, but, you know, that would help out. And a special shout-outs to our level 3 members. Thank you to Ford4D, Falafel1, Eganist, and Caucus Flow.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which should be in the description below.